voted in Colombia in 1957, and after more than 70 years, no woman has been elected as president. But how many women have been candidates, and what happened to the women who ran for president in 2022? The first time a woman was a presidential candidate was in 1974, when Maria Eugenia Rojas, the daughter of former President General Rojas Pinilla, was a candidate for her father's party, ANAPO. Ever since, a total of 16 women have been presidential candidates and 22 have been candidates to the vice presidency. Since the approval of the 1991 Constitution, all elections with the exception of the 2006, 2018 and 2022 elections have had at least one woman as candidate for the presidency. This means that in recent years the number of women running for presidency has declined. But why does that happen? Well, in 2018 and 2022, women have been selected as vice presidential candidates as a symbol of gender parity in the ballot. That's how in 2018, Marta Lucía Ramirez became the first woman to hold the vice presidency, and after the results of the first round of the presidential election, a woman will be vice president for the period of 2022 to 2026. Out of the 80 people who mentioned their intention to run in the 2022 presidential election, 21 were women. Among these women were senators, party chiefs, and social leaders. 3 women were part of the candidates for the primaries that took place during the congressional elections in March 2022. Francia Marquez, an Afro-Colombian environmental leader, and Aralis Urana, an indigenous woman, were the first candidates from an ethnic minority to run for the presidency. After the primaries, only one woman remained in the race for the presidency, Ingrid Betancourt, a former presidential candidate and victim of the FARC, who, a week before the first round of the election, gave up her candidacy to support candidate Rodolfo Hernandez. This meant that for the 2022 election, there was no woman running for the presidency. However, 3 women, all Afro-Colombian, were nominated as vice presidents. 2 of them, Francia Marquez and Marilyn Castillo, are set to compete in the second and final round of the election. These 2 women, while Afro-Colombian, come from different backgrounds. Marquez is an environmental leader from Cauca who came second in the primaries of the Pacto Histórico coalition. Meanwhile, Castillo has spent her entire career working in higher education, being one of the chiefs of Universidad Minuto de Dios. Since the vice president's duties depend on what the president decides to delegate, it is unclear how much power Marquez or Castillo will have in government. However, their presence in the election as black women is a historical achievement in terms of representation.